Harry Styles and the rest of the One Direction bandmates are allegedly worried over Zayn Malik's mental health following Liam Payne's passing. We got to talk about this and a lot more. But before we get into it, hello, let me introduce myself. My name is Sebastian and I spill pop culture tea videos every single day. I am covering all things pop culture, and on this channel, girl, we are a family, okay? We do respectful tea, girl, okay? We don't do any darkness, conspiracies, craziness, mean shit, nothing like that. So if you are somebody who loved Liam Payne or One Direction, you are in a safe environment. There's no negativity, there's no darkness, there's no weird conspiracies. We are very respectful on all of our coverage on Liam Payne, and I'm very grateful to say that because I think it's very important to handle this with the utmost respect and love. So you are in a safe place, just letting you guys know this. So there are new reports about Zayn Malik's mental health and how some of the bandmates are allegedly worried over him. Now, I just have to say that with Zayn, there has been a lot of talk about his mental health alongside Liam Payne. And as soon as he passed, the fans started really worrying about Liam and now, about Zayn. And now allegedly it's catching up to the rest of the guys. So it says here, new reports are stating that allegedly One Direction star Zayn Malik is top of the former bandmate's watch list after he postponed a tour in the wake of pal Liam Payne's passing. The remaining 1D stars have formed a new WhatsApp group so they can check in on each other, allegedly. And Zayn is their priority. A source revealed Liam's death has brought into sharp focus just how low someone can sink in almost plain sight, and the lads have vowed that they won't let that happen again. Zayn has struggled for years with his well-being and has even admitted that he rarely goes out if he's not feeling too great. He lives in the US now, but he comes from a real blue-collar family back in Bradford, an industrial town in the north of England, where his sisters and parents still live, and he doesn't get back as often as he'd like. Quote, they have all agreed to make regular contact with one another from now on, and Zayn is a top priority due to his vulnerabilities. Zayn later rescheduled the dates in the US and UK for next year, but the Brit singer has a history of pulling out of live performances, citing anxiety. Just like Liam, he has been frank about his mental battles and how he developed an eating disorder as a rebellion against his strict life in the band. He had announced the Rare tour last month with 5 dates in the US and 6 in the United Kingdom. The US dates are San Francisco, Vegas, LA, Washington, DC, and New York will be scheduled for January, Malik said, from their previous dates in October and November. So let's talk about this because, with Liam, because we're still sort of like in the unknown of what actually happened. Some people still believe that Liam, unfortunately took his life, while some believe that there was some foul play involved. I mean, we don't really know what it is, but we do know that Liam has struggled with his mental health. We do know that Zayn has struggled with his mental health. And we know that mental health is no joke. I have to be very honest. When I heard about Liam, immediately I thought about Zayn and Justin Bieber. I don't know why, but I just immediately thought of these two individuals. And I feel like the pressures that, I know that a lot of people are like, well, celebrities, like, you get what you know what you signed up for, but you really don't. I mean, and I think celebrities are like the prime example of, it doesn't matter how much money you have, if you are mentally not well and you are struggling with your mental health, it doesn't matter if you have millions in the bank. That shit is so irrelevant when it comes to mental health, because mental health doesn't care how rich you are. Mental health does not care anything. They only, and it just consumes you, right? And with Zayn, I do feel like he needs a little extra loving right now. I think all the guys needs a little loving, but I think Zayn, because of his past, dealings with mental health, I think it's important that they do keep an eye on him.
It is the most important thing, to take time for yourself, because if you're not a solid person yourself, how you're gonna go and do something in a good way, you know. So I think it's always good to have your morals and, you know, the things that are important to you above everything else, and then you can be the best version of yourself when it comes to to perform or, you know, interact with other human beings on that kind of scale. And yeah, like it worked really well for me. I feel replenished, you know, taking that time. I have the battery as it is, you know, to like come out and do it again. I feel like I have a bit of juice, you know what I mean? Like,
you've always had the juice, bro. But I know what you mean, though, but you've been saving it up for a little bit. So
it's
man.
better, right?
Let's go.
You know, no one person's situation is individual. There's always somebody that can relate to it in some which way or form, you know. And you know, I think the thing was, when we were so young and when we were in the band, we didn't have that level of compassion yet because we didn't understand life yet. We just were young kids that were just thrown into this situation, you know. And now when I look back at it, I can look at it, you know, in a positive light and be like, you know, all these guys came from similar background to me, you know. They had nothing, they worked their asses off, they wanted to sing, they got thrown in a band, and, you know, we resented each other to a certain degree because we were solo artists that were put in a band, and we should have never felt that way. It should have never been a competition. It should have always been a camaraderie, and we should have always been there for each other and had each other's backs, you know. So I think that's just a development over time again, you know what I mean? Like, I've become a more compassionate, caring person for other people, and the thing that I learned is I could have done that earlier, you know?
And I also think it's important that at these times you don't seclude yourself, which is what you want to do so badly, because when you're depressed or when you're grieving, all you want to do is be by yourself. And I speak from experience, you know, when my brother passed, I remember I just wanted to be left alone, but thankfully I wasn't left alone. And I feel like that really helped. It didn't make anything easier, but I didn't feel so alone. Even though when you're depressed, all you want to do is be alone. You want to shut the blinds, you want to go into your bed, and you want to just literally watch nothing. Because even if you put on a movie, you're not watching that shit. Your mind is somewhere else, right? You could literally be looking at the damn screen and you don't know what the fuck you just saw, right? So with Zayn, I really do pray that they do, you know, they do keep an eye on him. And I think it's important that his family is there. I tell you something right now, if I were any of the parents of any of them, I would, oh my Lord, the way I would be so annoying. I could not leave them alone. I think in the industry, I'll tell you, with fame and success and money and all these things, I think in the grand scheme is fabulous, right? Because you get all the money, you get all the free shit, you know, all these things. But let me tell you something. I've met celebrities that they look so like just glass-eyed. They look so beyond sad. And I remember so vividly when my husband and I first moved here, we lived in like this sort of like hostel with like homeless, and, you know, for 8 months. And we shared bathrooms, we shared a kitchen, a rat-infested kitchen. I mean, it was very tough. But we were so grateful for what we had, right? And I remember that we met this celebrity that I won't mention, but she's in a group. She's you know, I met Dinah from Fifth Harmony. I'll just say, and I would never forget. She looked so sad. That was my impression of her. She looked so sad, and this was at the time where Fifth Harmony was Fifth Harmony, okay? And she looked so sad. And I remember also, like, we used to go to she was actually the first celebrity I ever met here in LA when I first moved here. But then my husband and I started going to like these like shows, like, you know, the talk shows and the Jimmy Fallon and Ellen and all these things, because they pay you to go and be an audience to clap. And they also pay you to go to be an audience for sitcoms. So we would do that. And something I always notice is, like, when they were not filming, the celebrities would literally just stand there like this. And I was just like, girl, I'm here clapping for you for 7 hours for $30. You're probably earning thousands of dollars. This is the dream job, and you're there looking miserable. But it really goes to show that money cannot buy you happiness. It could buy you things that could maybe give you happiness for a second, but girl, that shit is not gonna cut it in the long run. So, you know, Liam had $50 million. He had a son, you know, all these things, and just in case the thing was that he allegedly took his life, you just never know what people are going through. So I feel like with Zayn, you know, or sorry, with the celebrity aspect of it and how the public sees and views celebrities, I understand that you're all like, they have everything, but girl, trust me, I've seen it up close and personal. Celebrities are the people that I find look the saddest. And they just have this 90% of the celebrities I've met, not all, but 90, they all have that same sort of like longing feeling for something, you know, and I'm just like, wow. So with Zayn, I just, you know, I really do hope that, you know, people give him some love, some grace, people give him some good messages, some messages of hopes. I know that there was drama between the guys, but you know, all that goes out the door when something like this happens. So I pray for Zayn. I pray for everyone struggling with mental health. Listen, October for me was a horrible mental health month. It was very, very dark, and it is true what this article said. You just never know that darkness, what it can lead you to. So that is why on my channel, I want a channel of love, of light, of community, of happiness. And I want all of us, I know I sound very much like, you know, kumbaya, my lord, but it's true, girl. Listen, I struggled so much in October, I will be very honest, and I felt so alone. And you guys kept me so much company, and for that, I will forever be grateful. So thank you guys so much. And I just hope you know that if you're going through it, you're not alone. We have each other. I'm sending Zayn all my love. I'm sending the rest of the guys and everyone in the world out there who is struggling. And just because someone is rich and famous doesn't mean that they don't go through shit. And I hope you guys, like, next time you want to leave a mean comment on somebody's page, just remember that, okay? And, you know, I did think about Justin because I also see so much darkness in him, so much sadness in him that it really breaks my heart. So anyways, girl, I love you all so much. Remember that you are worthy of a good life, that you are worthy of being respected, and you are worthy of happiness, okay? And I hope and pray that you guys know how loved you are and that our community is a safe place for you guys. So I love you all, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.